What up, guys? Continuing the motor rebuild here on the 85 Camaro, which is this one. It's going to be a little more head work going on here. Rockers came in, head studs came in. Here's the rockers. And we're gonna start with getting one of these on and using our stock push rods for now, just to check the length. But we're gonna see if the valves clear on the pistons or if they don't. So that's gonna be interesting. Hopefully they clear, or else it's gonna be a sad night. Using the Play-Doh, gonna put just a nice layer on the piston here, so that way when I turn it over by hand, if the valves are hitting, it should smush. Or I mean, if it's really bad, I'll feel it. Obviously the motor will stop. If it's not that bad, it'll just smush this. And yeah, we'll kind of judge by how close they're getting to the piston. Only one I see being a problem is probably intake, because this cam that is in it is says +2 advanced, so that means the intake valve is coming down sooner than a stock cam. So yeah, and from reading online, the major one that you got to be concerned about is exhaust valve, because your piston is chasing your exhaust valve up. So if those two hit, that's more of a problem. Where intake, you know, your piston's going down to suck air in, so your piston's going away from the valve. So we'll take a look at that, see what we need to do with that. Hopefully nothing, hopefully it all works. And yeah, I'll start getting some rocker studs put down here, or put in, so I can bolt the rockers down. And we'll have to see if my stock push rods will be long enough for these head setup. All right, back here to give a quick explanation. Jeez, can't speak tonight. On what I was talking about with the Play-Doh. So you basically fill in your valve reliefs here, and you can see I did turn it over, and I didn't get any of it on tape because I'm just really trying to concentrate on this, so I don't have to have a big mess that I have to clean up when I start the motor, or I should say fix. But so you can see exhaust would be this one, little indent there, but fits between the valve relief, so that's good. Then intake would be here, which is a little bit larger dent, but it is also fitting in the relief. As you can see, there's nothing in the middle here. It's all on the top lip there. And you can see how thick that Play-Doh is and how much it's actually denting in. So, and I did that with no head gasket. And let me show you with what I did with the lifters, because, you know, you're obviously running hydraulic lifters. So this is what a normal lifter would look like. There's a spring inside here, and oil pressure is what keep these up. And you can see that that is recessed down in there for that clip. Well, here are the two old lifters that I sacrificed for this. So basically, here's your springs in the bottom. There's a couple YouTube videos I found that were really helpful for this. And that guy's probably stuck down in there, but you see that is upside down. So that cup would actually have the spring sitting on it. So you take it all out. So basically you take your little clip out and you shake them upside down like this until it finally falls out with the oil. So then you got this is where your push rod would sit. And this on mine, that went over top of like where the spring was. So this actually looked like that inside of it. And what I needed to do is you take the spring out. I took the little cap off just because I wanted to put this guy back in there. And when I ended up doing that, sorry, this is really hard to do one-handed. I wish I had a tripod or something here. But so then I ended up putting this in here. And that sat like that, which, as you can tell, if it would focus, is higher than the lifter itself. So that was actually giving me a higher lift than what a normal lifter would. And obviously that was solid, so that wasn't pushing down at all. So yeah, you can see that there. So between that and no head gasket, come on, focus. There we go. And no head gasket. You know, obviously your head gasket, you're gonna add some clearance with the head gasket on there. And yeah, I think we're looking pretty good here, boys and girls, if girls are watching these videos. Because with that lifter and no head gasket, and it's only denting in that much, I think we should be looking pretty good. And I mean, I guess find out when it's running if it makes a lot of bad noises. So yeah, I'm gonna continue getting the head put together then, probably get a head gasket or clean this surface up here with a razor blade, make sure there's nothing left, get it all cleaned off. And yeah, here's one of the new ones. I'm gonna put my stock push rods in for now. I think, I can't tell if they're a little short or a little long. I gotta look at it again once I get this all put together. I was more concerned about, you know, this piston hitting the valves than the push rod lengths right now, because that's an easy change. That I'm not worried about. If I need to do that later, I'll do it later. That's not the end of the world. Then obviously you have your head. And what I ended up doing is I just put these 3 bolts in and just hand tighten them. Basically tighten them down, got tight, then I took a ratchet and just did half a turn. You know, you don't have to torque them down, but then I got my valve guides I gotta work with and tighten down my rocker studs. So basically I think I'm gonna get heads on and then go through a new rocker assembly. And all my rockers are sitting here. These are obviously the ones I was using, which for how big these guys are, I'm probably gonna have to get taller valve covers. And yeah, so I got head bolts for my rockers. And then I got push rods over here that need to be cleaned up because those are all messy. But yeah, I hope this helps someone if they were kind of in the position I was with the lifter situation, because I first put it all together and rotated it over and was basically just watching the lifter completely collapse. And I had a huge wad of Play-Doh on here and it was barely leaving an impression of the valve on there. Like, I had that way more built up than what it is here. And it actually, when I put the head on, it squished it out on the piston. So this, I feel a lot more better about knowing that I'm actually higher than what I would be with it running. So yeah, and obviously the Play-Doh, you know, it's gonna show you where you're hitting, how much you're hitting. So yeah, I'm gonna get to cleaning this block and kind of prepping it for head gaskets and stuff. This side is about the same. I mean, the surface doesn't look too bad, but I'm just gonna run a razor blade across it and make sure there's nothing weird going on. So yeah, I'll get back to you guys once I start slapping head gaskets on and getting the head torqued down, which I believe I showed the head gaskets possibly. I can't remember, but these are the guys I'm using. It's more of a silicone than that kind of, I don't know what you call it, if you call it graphite or, I'm not sure. I'm not a mechanic, nor am I really an engine builder. I'm just giving her a shot here. So yeah, I think we're in the clear for clearance. So that's awesome.